Hi guys, in this week's lesson I'm gonna look at some comping rhythms on a blues and C and show you how you can make your own exercises with that. Probably if you're playing in a band, then you're gonna spend more time comping than you're gonna spend soloing. At the same time, comping is something that's really depending on what's happening in the band, so it can be a little bit difficult to find some clear way of working on this. But since comping in jazz is also something where you're improvising and where you're actually making a statement and setting down an atmosphere together with the soloist or the person playing the theme, then it is something that you need to work a bit on. And one way to sort of start working from sort of a basic foundation is to take a simple rhythm like the Charleston rhythm and then try to make some variations on that and see if you can expand your vocabulary in that way. That's what we're going to do in this lesson. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take the Charleston rhythm, which is this rhythm, which is just basically on the 1 and on the 2 end, and then I'm going to take that through a blues in C, and as you can tell in the transcription, I'm using different voicings. I'm not really going to talk too much about the voicings because I made a lot of lessons on voicings, and there are a lot of things you can check out with that. In the beginning, if you just play just one voicing per chord, then you're going to be fine, and for the rest you can just start making small variations on it with top note melodies and stuff. I think for this lesson it's better to work on the rhythm, so I'm not really going to go into the different melodies that I'm playing. Let's just take the first example of the Charleston rhythm on a blues and C. So that's the rhythm, the basic rhythm on a blues and C. When you work on this, probably first just take one chord and then work on it from there. So if we take the C, it's going to be, and maybe not even without the melody. Then you can always start to add the melody and see what you can get away with and still stay in time. The important thing is that you have the feeling that you're really locking in with the rhythm section. This backing track that I'm using now is actually using the Drum Genius app that I also made a video about, which is good for this because it feels more real. And of course you can do this when you're in a band setting too, but I think this is more something where you work on it at home. When you're playing with a band, then just listen to what's going on around you and try to react to that. So now we have that rhythm. So, and once you can take that through the blues, sort of in a way that it's relaxed, that you can make a few variations on the melody and stay in time with the track and stuff like that, then you can start working on the next rhythm. So what we're going to do now is just add another note, because we have 2 8 notes that we can use between the 2 notes that we're already playing. So we can add one on the 1 end also. So that'll be this rhythm. And then I've written out a chorus on the blues and C using that. Let's check it out. So now we have one variation. Let's do another one and then take the other 8 note that's in between the 2 notes. So that means that we're playing. And we can of course do all sorts of things with the top note here. You'll notice that I'm just keeping these almost only 3 note voicings on the middle set of strings, just to keep it really simple and really easy to work with. For the rest, I would say like check out some of the other lessons I have on comping to get some more ideas for voicings. The main thing now is just to build a rhythmical vocabulary, that you have a few phrases that you can sort of mess around with and that you can apply to any kind of progression. So let's check out the second variation on the blues in C. So if you have the two different variations, that means that we can actually play and hopefully if you checked it out, you can go through the blues using those three rhythms, and then we can just start mixing those up. And actually when you do that, you can make already a really good and really varied comping. And we didn't even do the variation where we leave out one of the notes, or we didn't do anything with the second half of the bar. We are staying completely within the first two counts of the bar, and we can still make quite a lot of variation with that. So if you start mixing it up, then that's gonna sound like this. So that was some examples on how I would use this kind of rhythm and make some variations on it on a blues in C. Of course the idea is that you can sort of go through the stuff that I made and then try to use the rhythm to make your own choruses and start mixing that up. As I already mentioned, we're not even using the other half, so we're just only using the first half of the bar. So a variation you can start working on by yourself is also just to start adding some rhythms and some notes in the other half of the bar. We also didn't really go over the variation where you leave out one of the two notes from the original rhythm, which is of course also possible. I hope you can use it to make your own rhythms. If you have any questions, then feel free to leave them here on the video. And if you like the video, then please like it here on YouTube. And you can of course also subscribe to my channel. If you want to download a PDF of the examples that I went over here, since there are like 4 choruses of blues in C, then go to my website. There's a link here and there's a link in the description of the video. On my website you can also subscribe to my newsletter, and if you want to check out some of the other lessons that I have there that are for sale in my web store, then you can do that too. My lessons are sort of taking the stuff that I cover in the YouTube lessons and then applying it to songs. So I have one lesson that's a few choruses on comping a blues in F, using a lot of different voicings and different rhythms and some melodic ideas. I have a lesson on All the Things You Are, using only drop 2 voicings. And I'm going to be adding more lessons soon, also on comping but also on soloing. So go check it out, and maybe that's something you like. If you have any comments or suggestions on stuff that you would like to see me do lessons on, or if there are things that I should do differently, if you don't like the format where I'm giving you more examples like this and talking a little less, then let me know. You can leave a comment on the video here, or you can connect with me on Google Plus or Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and let me know there. Feedback is always welcome because it's nice, it makes me make better lessons. So it's very useful for me, and hopefully if you have something that you want to change, or if something you want to see a lesson on, I can help you out with that. In any case, thank you for watching, and on to next week.